It's going to be a bit of a while until we get to see the 8th and final season of Outlander. But while we wait, Stephen Cree revealed some new details about the show. 8 years ago, Outlander took the world by storm, and we've been hooked ever since. The epic romance between Jamie and Claire Fraser, brought to life by the incredible performances of Katrina Balfe and Sam Heughan, had us all swooning. And let's not forget about Stephen Cree, who joined the party as Jamie and Claire's brother-in-law, Ian Murray. After a bit of a hiatus, Cree is now back for the 7th season of Outlander, and he sat down with She Knows for a fun chat about his time on the show. In the interview, he opened up about his proudest moment. Spoiler alert, it involves Balfe, his friendship with his co-stars, and how he feels about Outlander coming to an end. Cree said that because of the cast and fans, Outlander will always be a part of him, and it's like he never left. Cree also shared some behind-the-scenes details on his experience on the show. As Cree rewatched some of his scenes during the interview, he shared some behind-the-scenes tidbits, like how the show actually thought his teeth were too white for the 1700s. Apparently, Ian Murray probably wouldn't have had the dental access that Stephen Cree does, and a missed opportunity for a flashback scene with Heughan in Season 5. In case you're wondering, it's because he was too busy acting in Discovery of Witches. By the way, in case anyone behind that series is watching this, we need to talk. Cree also broke down one of his very first scenes with Balfe, where he apparently ad-libbed a line, and so did she. It's a fan-favorite line, and it involves stuffed cabbage. But if you look closely enough in that scene, you can actually see Balfe trying not to laugh. Moving on to Season 3, Episode 8, First Wife, Cree shared that he was really thankful that he didn't have to film love scenes like Balfe and Heughan, but he praised his two co-stars for doing a tough scene so well.
You won't like it one bit.
No. Assassinate. I'm sure I wouldn't.
He even admitted that if he had to do the scene himself, he probably would have accidentally hurt himself. Now let's talk about what Cree thinks should happen in the final season of Outlander. Well, he's got two ideas, and they're both pretty dang epic. One is a bit wild and off the rails, while the other is more grounded and authentic. So what's the more authentic ending all about?
So do we, Uncle.
Apparently, Cree wants to know the answer to why Jamie's ghost appeared in the Outlander pilot and was watching over Claire, while the author of the Outlander book series, Diana Galbadon, has said that the answer would be revealed in her final book. It's still a mystery for the rest of us, but that's the fun of it, right?
Really?
Cree has given us a taste of what could happen, and we're excited to see how Outlander will actually end. Will it follow the book's ending, or will it be something totally different? Either way, we're on the edge of our seats and can't wait to find out. So grab your favorite Outlander merchandise and get ready for some wild theories and endings. First, a lot of fans think that Jamie will die first in Outlander. After all, we all remember that in Season 1, Jamie's ghost is spotted by Frank, staring up at Claire's window.
Excuse me. Can I help you with something?
While a lot has happened since then, a lot of people can't help but feel that this is a hint to how Claire and Jamie will finish their lives. Some fans theorize that Jamie will die first and that Claire will return to her own time, which is why Jamie is waiting for her in the afterlife until she passes away in her own time and reunites with him. But that's not the only theory out there. Some fans think Claire might actually die in the past instead. You might be wondering why. Well, it makes a lot of sense. You see, there are a lot of questions about why these 2 points in time seem to run parallel to each other. But some fans actually think that Claire has created a loop that has to be continued. That is, Claire has to die in the past eventually. Whether that ends up being of old age or something else doesn't matter. It just matters that it happens in the past so that she could be born again in the future and repeat all of the events of the season again. and ultimately create a love loop that goes on and on and on. But if she goes back to her time and dies there, time would continue normally from that point, and Claire and Jamie's history would never be repeated. Moving on, there's also a really cool theory out there that Brianna's children might actually travel further back in time. In Outlander, we learned that only certain people could travel through the stone, but we still haven't learned exactly what about those people makes them that special. So far, only travelers like Claire and Brianna can travel between these two timelines that run parallel to each other. Interestingly, some fans think that back in their own time, Brianna and Roger's children might try to travel back in time and actually end up further back than all the others that had gone before, and then they'd stay there and even end up becoming the ancestors of Claire, Galus, and all the other travelers, like one big-time paradox. Now, we talked about what Outlander fans and even Stephen Cree thinks the ending of the show might be like.
I'm just not sure if we belong together anymore.
How can you say that?
I had a life. We both had lives. And families. It wasn't the plan.
But what about the other actors on Outlander? Aside from Diana Gabaldon, Sam Heughan is the only one on set who knows exactly how Outlander is going to end. Interestingly, the actress behind his on-screen love interest, Katrina Balfe, has no clue, but she does have some thoughts on how it should end. In an interview with Digital Spy, Balfe shared that she could only see Outlander ending in one way, just like Romeo and Juliet. Now, this isn't to say that Jamie's going to believe Claire's dead and then kill himself, or the other way around. It's just that the ending should be about how one just can't live without the other.
Onions. Garlic. Something hot. Peppercorns, aye.
And while the two did spend 20 years without the other, all it really was survival, not living. And when it comes to an end, Balfe thinks it would make a lot of sense that they went down together. As for Sophie Skelton, the actress behind Brianna Fraser, she thinks that season 8 should end up with the whole Fraser family together and happy. At first, she wanted Bree and Roger to go back to the future, but then she realized it would have been a shame to split up the family. And then she came up with an even better idea. Bring Jamie to the future. Sophie thinks that if Jamie could go through the stones, then they all could live happily together. The future is much brighter. After all, with central heating, nice food, toilets, diapers, and cars. So she thinks that Jamie would find the future to be a really nice place to live. Of course, there is one thing Sophie thinks all the characters, as well as herself, could live without: phones. But who knows if Jamie will ever get to go to the future, or what the final season of Outlander will end up being like. And that's all for today. See you in the next one.